Welcome, everybody. We are back for another quick minute of stats with Chase Walseth of the Walseth and Lockhart teams. So these are Pinellas County only stats, and we're going to go over single family home stats. We're not going to look at townhouse or condos. They're all very similar. I just don't want to take up too much time. So this is as of end of October, and new stats will be coming out in a couple of days, but I don't anticipate any significant changes between October and November stats. So it looked like number of sales was down 25% year over year. In October of 21, we had 1,180 sales. October of 22, we had 887 sales. That's pretty typical. October is a little bit of a slower time in the first place, but the year over year decrease is definitely due to interest rates and home affordability across the board. Because of that, the paid in cash number is also down about 25%. It doesn't mean less people are paying cash, it means that the number of sales are down proportionally to the number of paid in cash sales. As expected, median sales price is up from 369,000 last year to 440,000 last year. We're one of probably 10 remaining markets in the United States where that number really hasn't gone down drastically. That's a 19% year over year gain. And average sale price is about the same, 21%. So both the median and the average sale prices are both up about 20% from October to October year to date. Dollar volume is back up, only down 9%. So even though closed sales are down 25%, dollar volume was only down 9%. And the biggest reason for that is price. Median sale price and average sale price have both been up, double digits, 20%-ish. So dollar volume stayed high. This is the biggest one that I want to point you guys out to. Median percent of original list price received. That means when you price the house originally at $100,000, what does it actually sell for? Well, for the first time in, a long time, we've finally seen decreases down to a more realistic level. So let me scroll down to that section, but 95.9% is what we're averaging right now. So in pretty much since COVID began, we have been at 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, and that's averaging everything together across the board. If you list at $100,000, you're getting $100,000. If you list at $400,000, you're getting $400,000. It actually crept up into 101.6, 101.4, 101.3 in the beginning months of 2022. So it was above 100% on average across the board for single family homes in Pinellas. Well, we've seen a steep drop off from 100, 100, 100 just across the board. July, we saw our first decrease to 99.4%. August, we saw 97%. September was 96.5%. And October is 95.9%. So right now, if you list your home for sale, on average, you're getting 95.9% of original price received. That doesn't mean you can just ask whatever you want and you're going to get 96% of that, but if you're priced appropriately into the market, you're going to get about a 4% decrease. The interesting thing is this does not take into consideration seller concessions. So it only looks at sale price. If you listed at $400,000 and you got $400,000, but you gave the buyer $10,000 in seller assisted closing costs, that's not factored in. That would be counted as 100%. So these numbers are probably a little bit more skewed as to what a seller would actually put in their pocket just because of seller concessions, and they would not be put in there. Seller concessions are huge right now. Lots and lots of buyers are asking for closing costs to be contributed to. somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 4%. I would say most people are asking for about 3% of their closing costs to be paid for or contributed to. Otherwise, they're doing some sort of rate buy down so they can buy down their interest rates, which are fairly high according to the last 2 years on average. Historically, interest rates are still very low, but if we're looking at the last 2 years and people have very short memories, then interest rates are fairly high. So realistically speaking, we're looking at 95.9% of original list price received and another 3% in seller closing costs. So probably more like 92.9, 93% of list price is what you're actually putting in your pocket right now. This was a market minute update, went over 5 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed and can take something from this. Chase Walseth with the Walseth team. Thanks.